Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and a happy first weekend of December. It's not long until we can light the first candle on our Advent wreaths, so I thought today I'd share with you how I made mine this year. If you want to follow along, you'll need a wreath base. I personally prefer the hay ones, but the metal or wire bases work just as well. Green craft wire or any color you'd like. Green just blends in best with the plants we'll be working with. Greenery to cover your wreath base in. We just had orange hue and white cedar cut, so I used those cuttings, but artificial greenery works just as well, or maybe even better since it's not as much of a fire hazard and can be reused multiple times. You'll also need candle holders and candles. The taller the candles, the less likely it is that they set your wreath on fire. Stay safe around open flames and don't burn your house down. And last but not least, you'll also need some decorations to put on your wreath, such as small baubles, ribbon, pine cones, and whatever else you fancy. I bought most of my supplies in my local craft store, but I'll leave links to similar products in the description box down below. At first, you'll need to assemble the basic wreath. I like to start by picking the longest greenery cuttings and wrapping them around the wreath base, keeping them in place with pieces of wire. Just wrap about 20 centimeters of wire around the wreath base and the piece of greenery you want to attach to it, and twist the ends of the wire so that it keeps everything in place. I like to push the wire ends into the wreath base so that I don't stab myself with them in the hand when working on the wreath or moving it around later. Once you have the first pieces of greenery going, just fill in the other places where you can still see the base with shorter cuttings until everything is covered in green. You don't have to cover the bottom of the wreath base though, since your wreath will rest on that part and you won't see it anyways. I find the wreath looks nicest if all the greener cuttings face the same direction, but that's just personal preference. Next, it's time to put the candles onto the wreath. Space out the candle holders evenly on the wreath, and once you're happy with the placement, add the candles. Traditionally, 4 candles are placed on the wreath and the 5th one stands in its middle. However, we never had that 5th candle on our Advent wreath, so I'm leaving it out here. If you're working with rear greenery and rear candles, make sure that the flames are several inches above the wreath itself, and never leave burning candles near easily flammable substances alone. It's best to keep a fire extinguisher nearby or to substitute the candles for electrical ones. Don't burn your house down. Last but not least, add in some pieces of decor. I went with the gold and copper color scheme, but you can choose whatever colors you fancy. I ended up using copper and golden baubles, pine cones, small decor gifts, and 2 bows. To finish things off, I stuffed in some small pieces of white cedar every here and there, cut off any pieces of greenery that was sticking out, and that's your finished wreath. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, I hope I see you around here sometime soon again. And if I don't, I wish you and your dear ones a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Goodbye!